Have you ever wondered why no matter how hard you try to change, some patterns just won't let go? You promise yourself that this time will be different. You'll set your goals. You think positive all the time. You meditate. But then it happens. The same fucking triggers hit. The same emotional spirals happen. The same mistakes are repeated. And a part of you whispers to yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I fucking change? Here's the truth. And here's the raw truth. There's nothing wrong with you. What's actually happening is that your inner child, the younger you, is still running a program. These aren't just memories. They're programs. And if you watch the previous video, we've talked about how the mind is like an operating system. And your subconscious is actually the system files in that case. So when you're operating from a lot of your subconscious programs and you don't do anything about the negative ones, they don't vanish just because you've buried them somewhere deep beneath the shadows or whatever. They don't just vanish because you grew older. They're still there, just strategically hidden by your subconscious. And they keep running the show. They keep running in the background, shaping your life, your relationships, your choices, even the voice in your own head over and over and over again. So while you might think that your conscious mind, your conscious brain is the leader or the boss, whether it wants a spa day or it wants to do a painting or it wants to go to McDonald's or Jollibee for some amazing fried chicken, know that the craving itself didn't come from the conscious mind. The craving that made you want to go to McDonald's or Jollibee in the first place was from your subconscious mind. So while you might think that the decision to bring yourself to Jollibee or McDonald's for fried chicken was done by your conscious brain, the craving that actually made you step out of your house to get fried chicken comes from your subconscious. So when we keep hitting the same wall, it's not your willpower failing. It might be the child inside of you, still carrying the old scripts, crying out, see me, hear me, I'm hurting, heal me. And until you turn yourself inward, until you turn yourself to them, until you rewrite that fucking code, the patterns, the same fucked up patterns will keep repeating over and over again. But the moment you face your own inner child with love, with compassion, with the actual truth, everything begins to shift. So before we dive in, hit subscribe and turn on the bell because every week we will be unlocking new ways to master your mind, your body, and your soul. So now let's go straight into the video. All right, so there's a good news. The good news is you can actually heal this part of yourself. You're not hopeless. And to heal your inner child, which is basically to heal your past, is to heal it using the power of the present moment, the present you, the new you, this you that is now living, the you that is currently watching this video. And to do that, you can actually go back and meet that same child and give them what they've always wanted or what they've always needed. You can dissolve the old story and step into a new one that you actually prefer. Or you can say stop. In my sessions, we usually go back to childhood memories through hypnosis, where we can dissolve the old story and step into a new one that you'd actually prefer. That's what I call inner alchemy. This is the process of breaking down the patterns that no longer serve you, discovering the roots of your hidden self, and allowing the real you to fucking rise. When we were kids, every single experience shaped us. A harsh word from a person that you looked up to didn't just hurt. It actually carved itself into you, into us as a wound. But also the same thing, a kind word from someone that we love didn't just feel good. It actually became a core belief about who we are. But here's the thing: children don't have the ability to separate illusion from truth when we're kids. A 5-year-old cannot say, oh, that's just mom's stress talking, or dad didn't mean it that way. Children's brain simply absorbs without filter, without question. And you know this, if you have a child or if you are exposed to children, you know how easily susceptible children are. Children normally don't have a sense of reality at that early age. So they just learn and learn and learn without filtering what it is that they're taught, either consciously, subconsciously, or even unconsciously. And here's the science. Before about age 7, our brains spend most of the time in theta and alpha brainwave states. These are the same states, like what I've mentioned, hypnotists use to access the deeper subconscious brain or the deeper subconscious mind, which means children live in a natural trance state, highly suggestible, deeply programmable. So when you were taught that you were not enough as a child, you didn't question it. When love felt conditional, you taught yourself how to perform for it. When you felt invisible, you just assumed that was just who you were. And decades later, now you're finding yourself as an adult, those early imprints don't just vanish. They keep running in the background, like background code, shaping your emotions, your relationships, your choices, even the way you see yourself in the mirror. That's why healing the inner child isn't really optional for me. It's not just nice inner work. It's essential if you want to step out of the old programming and into the real you. The you that had existed before you were told you were not enough. The you that existed before you learned how to perform for love. Because this version of you who feels like it needs to do something to be loved, it needs to do this or do that to be worthy, that's not you. That's the conditioned you. So let's go much deeper into how you can actually begin healing your inner child. Think of this as a step-by-step process, one that blends psychology, neuroscience, and what I call inner alchemy. So the first step to healing your inner child is first to acknowledge them. Most of us spend our adult lives running from our pain. We bury it. We try to distract ourselves, or we tell ourselves, I should be over this by now, and all those things, yada, yada, yada. But healing actually begins the moment you pause and recognize that, yes, there is a younger me inside and they need me. So one thing you can do right now as you're sitting behind your computer or your phone, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture that inner child of yours. See in your mind's eye a picture or a vision of you as a child, and try to analyze like how old you are in this vision or in this imaginative exercise that we're currently doing. And I want you to ask yourself, like, what do you see in their eyes? Do they seem like they're afraid, or they're lonely, or they're hoping for something? And as you do this exercise, don't even try to fix them just yet. All right? Just witness them. Just that act of acknowledgement is the first layer of healing. Now, moving on to step 2, listen to what they need or to what they needed. Because every wound is really an unmet need. Maybe they needed safety. Maybe they needed someone to protect them. Or maybe they needed freedom. Or maybe they simply just needed someone to say, I love you, I see you, and you matter. Now, when you ask your inner child, what did you need most that you never received? You'll often hear something simple, but most of the time, very, very profound. That answer is the doorway to healing. Because what they needed then is often what you're still craving today. The next step to heal your inner child is to finally separate the illusion from the truth. Because as children, again, we absorb illusions, false beliefs like I'm unworthy, I'm invisible, love must be earned, they will leave me. But as adults, We have the power to actually rewrite them. In science, we actually call this process neuroplasticity, which is when we create new beliefs in place of old ones. Now, here's a practice. I want you to take a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. And usually I do this with my clients in our coaching sessions. So, this activity, I want you to put on the left side of your paper all the things you think about yourself, all the illusions you tell yourself, and all the shit you actually take for yourself, which could include lies that you believe about yourself. Like, I am unworthy, they will leave me, like no one loves me, all those things, put it on the left side of the paper. And on the right side, I want you to write all the truths that you feel deep inside, such as, I am worthy, I'm inherently worthy. Neuroscience shows that naming and reframing weakens the brain's fear response while strengthening the part of the brain that's responsible for clarity, regulation. This is how you begin to rewire the story from the inside out. Next step number 4 is to reparent yourself. Now comes the heart of the process. So imagine walking into one of those old memories, the exact moment the wound began. Only this time, the adult you is there. You step in, you comfort the child, you protect them, you speak the words that they were waiting to hear. And here's a powerful truth. Your brain doesn't know the difference between past and present, or even the future. So when you do this, you're not just pretending. You're actually rewiring your nervous system. The old story begins to dissolve, a new one takes its place. This is the heart of inner alchemy. This is inner alchemy in action, transforming the pain of the past into the power of the present. Next step, anchor. Anchor compassion. Healing isn't a dramatic single moment. It's built on daily acts of kindness towards yourself. Okay, I want to give you one example. Whenever you feel triggered, pause, place your hand on your heart and say, this is a moment of pain. Pain is human. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself along with this pain. And if you do this often enough, your nervous system learns something it may have never felt before. And that child inside finally realizes that it's finally home. So by the end of these steps, you're not just coping. You're meeting your inner child. You're rewriting their story, and you're reclaiming the strengths that you thought were lost. This is a deeper healing most people never give themselves permission to experience. Because healing your inner child is not about living in the past. It's about freeing your present. When you finally meet that child and finally bring them home, you in the present stop reacting to your wounds. You finally stop reacting to your triggers and engaging with them, and you start responding with clarity, courage, and love. And that's the essence of inner alchemy. Dissolving the old story, discovering the hidden self, and allowing you to rise as your new self. It's not abstract, it's simply transformation. And it's a transformation that you can feel in your body, your emotions, your mind, and your daily choices. So if you've been carrying childhood wounds, know this: you don't have to keep living the same illusions you go by. The moment you acknowledge, comfort, and rewrite the story, you begin to step into a new self. Your inner child has been waiting a long time for this, and maybe today is the day you finally listen. And to help you start, I've created a free inner child healing hypnosis video that you can try right now. It will guide you step by step into meeting your younger self, comforting them, and beginning that process of rewriting the old story into something that is empowering, something that's actually true. You'll find the link below. Now go experience it and give your inner child the gift that they've always deserved.